I wish I started posting online a lot sooner than I did last year. Over the course of the last year, it's been pretty consistent. And I'm very grateful for the opportunities, experiences, the friends that I've been able to make throughout this last year. But I've been trying to build this online presence for the last 5 years. And the thing that's always held me back is getting behind the camera and putting myself out there. It's uncomfortable. It's weird. You might cringe at yourself, but that's another way to measure growth. I started recording these videos 2 years ago to increase my public speaking ability. And then it turned into having something to give my future family. And then last year, seeing my friends do it inspired me to do the same. So I've entered different phases of recording videos, and you should cringe after watching your former self. There's a lot of growth to come from that. I'm not who I was last month. I'm not who I was 3 months ago. I'm not who I was 6 months ago, and so forth. I go back to the first video I ever recorded. I'll never forget it. I was in the car. It was my 24th birthday. I was going through it at the time, and how cringy it was. My speaking ability was very off. A lot of filler words. Like, and you could see how I didn't embody the present moment. Here I am about to be 26, and I look back and I can't help but think, what if I started posting online sooner? Now, granted, there were some lessons that I needed to go through to get to where I am now, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. I would take the exact same path, and now I'm at the point where things are making sense. You have nothing to lose. You literally have nothing to lose. We're all gonna die one day. We all have expiration dates, so you might as well go down swinging. If you believe that someone can take something from something you have to say, it's more encouragement to start putting yourself out there. On top of that, doing it for the love of the game. Do it because you love it. I love getting behind this camera and speaking. It has increased my speaking ability with my peers, strangers, and so forth. I had the opportunity to go on stage and explain a little bit about the mission trip that I went on to the rest of the church that I'm a part of. It helped build relationships within business, and it helps with introspection, filtering out things that may be holding you back in life. There's this concept of speaking in second or third person. I think the author's name is, or the psychologist or scientist, whatever you want to call him, Ethan Kross, I think his name is, where it's like speak to yourself in second or third person to disassociate, to detach from yourself. It's like, okay, Brennan is going through this ankle injury right now. What would Brennan do to rehab this ankle injury? And as weird as it sounds, it's another method to help you process things better. But the whole point of this is introspection. I think a lot of society has lost that ability to look within and to think deeply. One of the apps that I'm working on right now kind of ties back into that. It's going to be less dopamine chasing, as a lot of, I don't even know how to categorize it. It's like it's not a habit tracker, but I don't care about the monetary value of it. I want people to actually take use of it. And the whole point of the platform, so I've been recording these videos. I have no way to measure uh that growth from the last 2 years. I have over 800 gigabytes of footage where I would like to plug it all in and be like, all right, notice any patterns, uh who was I talking to, what problems were I facing, what was I training for, did I go through any periods where I wasn't going to the gym, can you recognize any try to recognize any emotional state, like how am I feeling, what words am I repeatedly using. And it's not there is AI use involved, but the way the model is trained is to pull from nightly transcripts that you input and ask questions based off of what you inputted. So you're the one inputting the data, and it's just asking questions that you necessarily wouldn't ask yourself to try and go the next step. Because in a lot of ways, a lot of things are surface level in today's society. And I'm trying to create something where people can take that extra step. Okay. And then take the extra step and then take the extra step to go beneath the surface. And we're going through a loneliness epidemic right now with the pool of there's so many distractions. We used to have multiple devices for single purposes. A phone was just a phone. A computer was for typing a paper and maybe looking stuff up on the internet. A DVD player was for movies. An iPod was for music. The list goes on. And now we have a single device that's multifunctional, which, yes, great in a lot of ways, but also self-destructive in a lot of ways. Instant gratification ultimately leads to self-destruction. Efficiency leads to self-destruction. And people lack that ability to think for themselves, to unlock that level of consciousness. Okay, I've just spent an hour on Instagram. Why? Ask yourself these questions. Why? What am I avoiding right now? And going further into that, like it's important to ask yourself these questions because otherwise you're just going through the motions and this stuff starts to seep into your subconscious over time. The music that we listen to, the movies that we watch, sometimes the books that we read, a lot of the books that are popular in for women specifically, there's a lot of uh I'd say pornographic material in them. It's weird. It's absolutely weird. But watch what you consume or it will consume you. And one of the messages church last that was the premise of my pastor's message last night. And I let it sit because I'm like, okay, I'm reflecting in my own life where things that I could be doing better. Like, okay, I haven't been getting up on time and setting these times. Like, I think there's seasons for everything. And it's important to recognize what season you're in. In a season of focus, working on the software that I'm building, training, but it also requires discipline. Go to bed a certain time, get up a certain time, because there's things that I want to train for. Same goes for reading scripture. You need to work to make time for it. And it's difficult to recognize. And I'm like, oh, shoot. But I needed that extra step and that extra person to remind me of what I might be missing. And it takes that conscious ability to recognize that. But going backwards, the topic of this video, like trying to build an online presence has opened up a lot of doors, closed a lot of doors, given me a lot of experiences and some of the best friends that I've ever asked for. So use the gift that God has given you to serve others and build people up. We all have dreams and aspirations. Might want to hit certain targets, make some money. We all do. It's human, very natural. Nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But ask yourself why you're doing certain things. And stuff will start to get better. Love of the game, for the absolute love of the game. I love to train. I love to read. I love to write. I love to make these videos. I love to connect with people, building cool things in tech, CPG brand, see what people are doing athletically and so forth. No one's telling you have to do things a certain way. So that wraps up the thoughts for today. As always, Godspeed.